Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super uber mega excited to share this video with you guys because today I am gonna be sharing a list of the worst, lesbian movies that I would highly not recommend anybody to go ahead and go watch and support. Yes, basically the worst horrible movies, movies that I have watched and I was like, what is this? I will definitely not go ahead and go rewatch it again. But before we get into further details and actually, speak about the list, I also want to say that I've activated the super stickers just in case any of you would like to make a small donation. It will help out a lot. And I also want to say, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. It's very, very, very important for the growth of the channel. So let's get right into the list and not waste any more time. Foremost, we're gonna start off with the queen of my dreams. Marian and her Canadian born daughter Asra come of age in two different eras against the, backdrop of a shared obsession with Bollywood fantasy. The movie was released in 2023. It's a comedy romance. The reasons why I didn't like this movie is because the lesbian storyline that was portrayed in the movie was just very, very, you're not giving what it's supposed to give. Basically, you can only see them together, if I'm not mistaken, in one scene, and then the other scene is through the phone. And it was definitely a very big disappointment, especially because of the hype that was behind the movie and the way it was portrayed that it's just gonna be this nice lesbian inclusive, movie, and it actually ended up not being that. So yeah, this one for me was a big disappointment. So that's why I had to go ahead and put this movie on this list, because I would like, ain't no way I waited for this movie for so long and this is what I got out of it. So I would highly not recommend, watching it. And then moving forward, we have Jenny's Wedding. The movie was released in 2015. It's a comedy romance. It follows Jenny, a lesbian woman, is yet to come out to her family when she decides to marry her girlfriend. She must reveal the truth about her orientation to her family and also introduce her girlfriend to her family. The reasons why I didn't like this movie is because the movie was boring. To be honest, the movie was boring, and I feel like, the ratings and the reviews of the movie says and speaks for itself. And not only that, you can also see that the movie is more based on Jenny and her family than her actually, being committed in a marriage with her girlfriend said to be wife. And it was just like, we need a little bit more of your relationship instead of just, your family situation. But I guess that was, the plot. So I kind of understand why it went that way, but definitely not one of my favorites. Definitely want to go ahead and go rewatch it again, even though at the time I was like, I don't know. Moving forward, we have The Lesbian. It's a holiday comedy drama and was released in 2018. I still, basically close a young woman brings her girlfriend home for Thanksgiving only to have her coming out, effort, thrown by the unexpected arrival of her male roommate. The movie quality was disappointment. Yes, a very, very, very big disappointment. And not only that, I feel like the acting was also low. They could have done a little bit better job when it came to that. And also just the way, certain scenes was shooting and the low quality and the low acting, and it was just not giving what it's supposed to give. Even though I feel like the plot is interesting, but I still feel like the movie in itself was just boring. I would just basically define it in that word, boring with low quality. And yes, it also got a very low rating. It got a 5 out of a 10. Some people said it should have been a 4, but in my opinion, I would just leave it at a 5 out of a 10. Hopefully in the future they can remake the movie and, better it in that type of way, because yeah, it was just not giving. Moving forward, we have The Borderline. The movie was released in 2021. It's a biographer drama romance craving that a girl she was never able to replace and seeking inspiration in her presence or absence, or write a fantasy. A troubled writer embarks on a stormy journey of love, passion, and potential prediction. The movie was very slow, yes. Even though the quality was mid, I will still say, qualify it as low. And it also made me not want to rewatch it again, because I would like the, even though the plot is about romance and intensity and all of that, I just felt like, it wasn't portrayed through the scenes like that. Hopefully I make sense by my words. It's just, it was boring. I feel like the connection was there, but the chemistry wasn't there. Even though there are people that will say, it's different, but for me, that's what I got out of it. It's like, okay, I see where it's going, but I feel like it's not getting there. So yeah, this one for me was a no blow. Moving forward, we have Highland. Set in the mid-90s in Massachusetts, a young secretary becomes engaged by Rebecca, the glamorous new counselor at the prison where she works. Their budding relationship soon takes a twisted, turn when Rebecca reveals a dark secret. The movie was released in 2023, and with the movie, I can definitely say we got gay beat it, because we can basically see that this movie is far, far, far from being a lesbian movie. Even though it was portrayed as, being a lesbian movie, that there might be, something going on between the two actresses, but it actually ended up just being a really big disappointment. And when I did a review regarding the movie, I said that, and I just felt like, yeah, I feel like we waited for it for a very long time, because it was one of the most anticipated lesbian movies of the year. And when we actually got the movie, it was like, this ain't definitely ain't giving what it said it was gonna give. So yeah, this one for me is, I will definitely not rewatch it again. And then we have also Hilma. It's a movie based on a true story. It follows Hilma, who is an important part of art history, as one of the first painters to dare to create abstract art, and one of the most important in Swedish history. The movie was released in 2022. I personally feel like the movie had a lot of potential to be a great movie, but it just didn't make the cut, especially because of the queer part that we all thought we were gonna get. Even though we did get it, but a lot of people felt like it would have been portrayed in a more bigger picture. But to be honest, I wanna say this one is the worst out of all of them on the list. I would just say maybe if it would have been more popular or recognized more, the viewers would have had a different, how can I say, opinion on it. But yeah, I will not say I will never go ahead and go rewatch it again. I will just say it just wasn't my vibe. I just didn't get it. But to each their own. If you have a different opinion, drop it down below. And then moving forward, we have Lately. The movie was released in 2014. It follows a mother whom is a lesbian that is basically grieving over the passing of a child that she actually had with, in this case, her partner, who's also a woman. The movie is a horror and a drama, and yeah, basically they lose their, their, in this case, their child, moving into a new apartment building. The reason why I didn't like the movie is because the story was just too much. It was just too much for me, and also it was also very slow. I like good movies, especially if they say it's gonna be a horror and it's gonna be like all this queerness going on, and even though it shouldn't always be the center, but just have some type of more involvement in it would have been amazing. But like I said, that is my reasons why I didn't like the movie. Would I ever rewatch it again? Not at all. I feel like if someone have liked it, that's good. But like I said, this list is based on my personal opinion and the movies that I have watched it. I will not recommend watching. But if you have a different opinion, let me know down below in the comments. But lately, for me, it wasn't giving what it's supposed to give. Once again, I've activated the super stickers to the channel just in case any of you would like to make a small donation. It will help out a lot. Yes, a lot, a lot. And I also want to say, drop down below in the comments what are the worst lesbian movies that you would personally not recommend anybody to go watch and go support. Thank you so much for all the love and all the support. And also, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys again at the next video. And goodbye.